welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Romano. Last month, I posted a YouTube video called The Stock Market Collapse, First Quarter of 2022. I posted that video because I had made some analysis work August, September time, and then by October, December, around that time, I started to know something that was changing. Now, I use a different approach to stock market analysis and economic cycles. I look at the big picture. I don't look at the static, because the static is where you could get confused. And so I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm Doctor Hedge Fund for a reason. I have a PhD in finance, and my background is on hedge fund selection. So I'm the person that selects these men and women based on their returns and their so-called strategy, what they tell you. Unfortunately, you can't always listen to them. But in December of 2021, I made that prediction that the stock market was going to have a very bumpy ride. And I mentioned in that video that in the end of January, there would be a bit of a drop in our markets. Now, it's not over yet. That's the first drop that's going to happen. There's going to be multiple drops this year because companies now can't continue to borrow to stay afloat and to show that they're making profits. The fact is that when you go into an average store, are those shelves fully stocked? And the answer is no. So companies like Walmart aren't doing so well because they're not selling as much because they don't have enough products. And that affects the entire market, including the real estate sector. It's only a matter of time that our housing bubble bursts. I know that based on the permits, it's an overwhelming amount of permits that are being purchased to build new properties, but how much more can it go up? So that's the premise. And what I was telling you about was about that prediction. I call them predictions because they're so accurate. And how I did that is I know the timing that it takes for a market to go up and down. In other words, the peaks and the drops of a stock market chart. There's actually a mathematical equation that you could use for that. It dropped over 1,000 points. Now, if you had listened to me and you used a simple option strategy, you could have made basically 50 grand on $5,000 worth of options. So simple. In other words, you need a trading platform such as TD Ameritrade. That's what I use. They're not my sponsor. I'm not getting paid by them. They simply have an easy platform that anyone could learn. And you want to focus on options that are 3 months out. So you're going to buy your puts. What is a put? If you don't know what that means, it means that you're buying a put because you're assuming that the market's going to go down. In other words, you're putting down the market, a put. A call is when you call your best friend and you say, the market's rising. So you buy a call when the market's rising. However, you want to stay away from calls because the market has a higher probability of dropping than rising. So that's why I love puts. And so a put is a simple insurance product that is very cheap when people don't want it. But when people really want it, the price escalates to an exorbitant amount. Now, if you bought your options in December of 2021, when I told you to, when I made those market predictions, you could have bought the options 3 months out for literally pennies, $5,000 worth. By the end of January of 2022, that simple stock market move, it could have made you in excess of $50,000 at the minimum. So stay tuned for all of my market predictions. I will continue to make them, and I will continue to coach you on how you can make a lot of money. Now, in my case, you don't need to study every stock market chart. And unfortunately, I'll never be an expert of every stock market chart because I'm a stock reader. I'm a stock market chart reader. That takes a lot of knowledge as well as experience on predicting the timing. That's the biggest problem. But I focus on indices. I love indices. Those indices tell you everything about a market. And so if you would have, let's say, bought puts on the S&P or the NASDAQ, whatever it was, back in December, 2 months ago, then you would have made a lot of money. So this is why you need to, one, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned for more market analysis and predictions that I will post on these videos. I will make also videos about the real estate market and many other videos that you would be really interested in because you can make a lot of money. So part of being a doctor of finance, I'm not just someone that works for a company. I still do a lot of research. Now, I made another video concerning experience and research experience, which is more valuable. Well, how about this? You go back and watch my video in December of 2021 about the stock market collapse of the first quarter. It hasn't happened yet, but it will. Because there's going to be a multiple chain effect that happen. And this is just the first one, the end of January. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy my future videos by subscribing, and please remember to send me questions to the live chat so that I can make future videos just for you.